Hi, my name is Logan. I'm the creator of the Veil. This is a tutorial video to teach you how to play the Veil. So if you've played a deck building game before, you probably don't even need this review. This is going to be structured more for new players. So we're going to begin by selecting a hero we want to play. There's 10 different heroes with the core release of the set, with a possibility of another 5 being added with stretch goals, as well as 5 villains. I'm going to select the Druid. Now each hero has a starting deck of 8 cards. Each of those cards will say basic Druid card on them, right below the name of the card. So we're going to shuffle those up. Each hero also has an accompanying Fate deck of 36 cards. Take that deck, shuffle it up, and place it on the far right side. Then place the top 4 cards from this deck face up. Those 4 cards are called your Fate route. It's basically how your character will level up and progress through the game. If you ever get your cards all mixed up and you have no idea what goes where, each hero has its card list right on the back. Now we're ready to begin. The hero with the lowest health automatically goes first. The objective is to reduce my opponent's health to 0. As you can see, our opponent, the Necromancer, begins with the same amount of health as us. So we're going to roll a dice or flip a coin to decide who goes first. I'm going to choose heads, and it looks like she's going first. The player who goes first begins the game with 1 less card in their hand, only 4. For the remainder of the game, each player will draw 5 cards on their turn. So, my opponent purchased a card from their Fate route and played 2 skeletons. They deal 2 damage to my Druid, and they're done with their first turn. You'll need some way to keep track of the life totals throughout the game. So either a dice or a calculator or a piece of paper, anything will do. But just a way of keeping track of who has what health during the game. Now before we begin our first turn, we each have an opportunity to mulligan cards in our Fate route. You can only do this once for each slot in your Fate route, and only on the first turn of the game. So I am going to get rid of these 2. They go on the bottom of my Fate deck, and they're immediately replaced. I draw my 5 cards. And you'll see on each card there is a text section. Now in the text section of the card there's several different symbols. The gold coins represent how much you can afford to purchase from your Fate route. So with this hand we have 3 coins available to us and 2 recruits. So let's play these 3 spirit links to purchase the Guardian Bear. You can see the cost of a card in your Fate route at the top right side of the card. Once it's purchased, it goes straight to our discard pile, and we're going to play our recruits, the totems. Spirit Totem allows me to draw another card. We exhaust that totem, turning it sideways, to signal that I've used the ability on this card. Once we've drawn, okay, another spirit link. Okay, I'm going to use that coin to buy these wolves. That goes to my discard pile, and I'm done with my turn. Recruits, like the totems and the skeletons, remain in play until they are killed. Any other cards you played this turn are returned to your discard pile. And remember, anytime you purchase a card from your Fate route, you need to refill that slot with a new card from your Fate deck. At the end of my turn, I ready my hero and any recruits that were exhausted. Spirit Totem was exhausted, so I ready it. And I draw my 5 cards for next turn. Now, as you can see, I don't have enough cards to draw. No problem. Just flip over your discard pile, shuffle it up, and that becomes your new deck. Your deck has just gotten better. You'll repeat this process many times throughout the game. Now we have our 5 cards, and our opponent takes her turn. She bought another card from her fate route, and she has played a 3rd skeleton. This is going to give her 3 damage this turn. And as much as she might like to deal that damage directly to my druid, I am shielded. You see, recruits that have the shield icon around their health indicates that this particular recruit must be killed before my hero or other recruits take damage. So the Necromancer sends her 3 damage to my Spirit Totem, killing it, and sending it back to my discard pile. And she completes her turn. I'm going to begin my turn by playing the Guardian Bears. This Dispel card allows me to banish a card from my hand, discard pile, or fate route. This is extremely useful in thinning out my deck and improving my chances of getting cards that I want. I'm going to use this Dispel on the Ravens card. Banished cards are gone for good, and they go to a separate pile over here. I'm going to spend these 2 Spirit Links to purchase Fire Totem. Now, my Air Totem has a very cool ability that allows me to put a totem from my discard pile into my hand. So here's where things get cool. I'm going to exhaust the Air Totem and put the Fire Totem into my hand. I can then play it, and now I have a second aggro card in play. That activates the synergy on the Guardian Bear. See, many of the cards have synergy bonuses that make your hero and recruits even better if you focus into one of those 3 attributes. The 3 attributes are aggro, red, control, blue, and support, green. In this instance, our bear gives us 4 health. Keep in mind, health is only ever applied to our heroes who are damaged. You can't heal recruits, and you can't heal past your starting health. So with the bear's synergy ability, my druid is healed back to full health. And just to clarify, those synergies can only be activated once a turn. Even if I had a 3rd red card to play, the bear wouldn't be able to reactivate his healing power a second time. And of course, if I didn't have that Fire Totem, I wouldn't have a second red card, and the synergy for the bear wouldn't have activated at all. Now, when I exhaust the Fire Totem, it deals 3 damage plus 1 for each other totem I control. And since I have 1 other totem, that's going to give us 4 damage here, and 3 from the bears. That gives me a total of 7 damage. I'm going to kill the skeletons, 2, 4, 6, and a 7th damage will go to the Necromancer. Now my opponent is playing Mortal Coil, which allows her to slay one of my recruits. Slaying a recruit is different than damaging one. She does not have to select my shield character because she's not damaging it. She's just slaying it. There can be different advantages to ignoring a shield character and slaying someone else. But in this situation, yeah, she's going after the bears. Makes sense, he's pretty tough, and she kills him with the Mortal Coil. More skeletons. And she damages my air totem, killing it. Okay, this is cool. The Necromancer is using a self-banishing ability on her graveyard card. You'll notice that some of the cards have a black X circle on the text, followed by an ability. In this instance, it means she can banish her graveyard card from play and get the effect of banishing another card from her fate route. When you banish a card like this, you've already played it, so you still get its other ability to trigger. In this case, it's gold coin. She's going to spend that gold coin on the red skeleton that was just made available. She readies her cards, and she's done with her turn. I have my 5 cards, and I'm going to play the wolves and the bears. With these 2 spirit links, I'm going to purchase a fireball. Now, fireball's got a very special synergy that allows me to force another player to discard a card from their hand. So, what would happen if I played that card and I had another red card in play is my opponent would have to choose one card from her hand, and it would go into her discard pile, and she would have 1 less card for that turn, so she would have 4 instead of 5. Now, as for this turn, I have 1 extra coin, so I'm going to use my Druid's ability, and I'm going to use it for damage this turn. So I don't have any extra totems for the Fire Totem's ability, but he still does 3. 3 from the wolves, and 3 from the bears. Now the Guardian Bear synergy would activate, but my hero is already at full health, 35. Damage is going to be 2 and 3, that's 5, plus another 3 is 8, plus another 3 is 11. So, we will do the 6 damage to kill the skeletons, and another 5 damage to the Necromancer. So the skeleton deals 1 damage, and my Guardian Bears is going to block that 1 damage. Recruits remain alive until they've received enough damage to fully kill them, and you don't need to remember that damage after a turn is completed. So at the end of the Necromancer's turn, my Guardian Bear is restored back to full health, and I begin my turn. That's basically the game. We would each keep taking turns purchasing new cards and attacking each other until one of us runs out of health. There are hundreds of cards in the game, and part of the fun is the discovery. So check it out and have some fun. If you'd like to see a complete game, I have a separate video below for that demonstration. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting the Veil.